welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and it's Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. And as we do every week, we're going to draw together today. What you just saw was a forest, a veritable forest of trees sent in from all around the world that we drew last week in celebration of Earth Day. It certainly seemed like that was an inspiring subject for a lot of people, so that was cool. And it was nice to see all the variety of different ways that people approached it. Hey, as you can see, I am wearing the official Twiglet
Yay.
Sketchbook Skool
Yay.
hat. I'm not really a hat person, but, I'm loyal to my school, so I'm wearing it. Honestly, I have to say, she looks better in it, right?
I mean, your noggin might be a little too big for that hat.
It's true.
Because of the size of your brain. But, look at my little baby.
That is Twiglet, the inspiration for this augmented logo. So we set up a little store online because people have been asking us where they can get Sketchbook Skool clobber. So we set up the store, and if you want some stuff, you can get it. I think we managed to
need big head capes.
What are big head capes?
for the person whose head doesn't fit a hat.
Oh, I see. So we made the store. We made everything as cheap as possible. So basically, we don't make any money out of it, so that the company that makes it can make all the money. I don't know. They're pretty affordable. I was surprised. I always think that this kind of thing is like really expensive, but it's not. So
worth it.
And they have like a gazillion things. So you can take we put up like 4 or 5 different kinds of variations on logos, and there's 1,000 different products you can put them on. There's notebooks, there's aprons, there's clocks.
Stickers. Just how cute are the stickers?
Stickers, magnets, iPad covers. It's ridiculous. So shower curtains. How about a nice Sketchbook Skool shower curtain?
If anybody gets that,
I'm gonna get
send me a picture. I will send you some substantial.
So you can get it here.
Prize.
So it's got a big long URL, so I reduced it, tinyurl.com/SBS shop.
Cool.
You're gonna put that into the chat as well, right?
I did.
Right, cool. So Joe Domeyer, we're gonna send you something. Joe, tell us what you want, and we will send it to you because you deserve it.
Hey, if everyone doesn't know, Joe is the benefactor of all of you who have received a prize from Hahnemühle.
It's true. Joe is our friend at Hahnemühle, and he's the one who personally sends, right? He personally packages up the stuff and sends.
And also Carol, they are the nicest people in the business, obviously.
Nice.
We love them. We thank them. And I see so many names of people here who I know got Hahnemühle booty in the last year.
Booty?
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, booty. Okay. So anyway, that's like that word has been ruined. Anyway.
It will never be ruined.
Do they send the items overseas? Yeah, I think so.
No, they don't.
No, not Hahnemühle, but
Redbubble? Oh, yes.
Sketchbook Skool shop, absolutely. Only this planet, but generally everywhere. So Jen Cahill has gotten some booty. Well, shake that booty, and we look forward to seeing what you do with it. And Deb Oswald also.
See, look at this. It's like a parade of winners.
So these are people, Beverly, people who have all won Hahnemühle clobber.
Clobber. Wow, great. Like Scrabble word.
Clobber. Better than booty.
Well, see, you went to Princeton and I went to the University of Arizona.
That's what you get.
And there you have
That's what you get. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was another milestone, a couple of milestones. Get rid of this thing. couple milestones, namely this Hahnemühle Selfies sketchbook is complete. So, yeah, here it is in all its glory. The selfies. So this one began not with selfies, but it is now complete with. So I've filled this is a Hahnemühle watercolor sketchbook, and I have been selfieing it up for a while, and I just completed the last page. Yeah. Anyway, so that's done now. So I'm ready to start doing a new sketchbook. And I'm also wanting to just get back. I want us to all think about selfies. Selfies are, to me, one of the most useful subjects we can draw. I've talked about them a gazillion times before, but we haven't drawn a selfie in quite a while. And selfies are also...
because people
hate doing them. I don't care. You're not all as handsome as I am. I understand that that's a problem.
My goodness.
But nonetheless, drawing self-portraits helps you to draw other people, helps you draw other things. One part of it, improving your drawing skills, your portraiture skills. Secondly, helps you to know yourself better. Helps you look yourself in the eyeballs and say, what's going on with me? And how do I feel internally as well as externally? Because a lot of times the drawing that you make is evidence of your inner feelings, the inner artist, how the artist is evolving and changing and responding. So it's a really great tool that way. It's also free. You are, you're the subject, so you are always available. Also, if you draw somebody else, you don't have to worry. You always worry about do they like it? Will they think it looks like them, etc. This way you don't have to worry about it. Of course it will. And if you don't like it, turn the page, do something else. But I think it's a really good thing to do, and I do them virtually every day. I did a couple yesterday. So today we're gonna be working on that. I can see probably a bunch of you already leaving, but I don't care. You can watch me do it and see how I do it. But we're going to be drawing in this the Nostalgie sketchbook. Nostalgie is, to me, like the Rolls Royce of sketchbooks, but it is one that I've drawn in many times before. I've filled a few of them, but I have a nice big one that I'm going to be using. This is a landscape dimension. So you can get this exact book in portrait, so it's bound down. I mean, it's the spine is here as opposed to here. Is that clear? Anyway, Joe is kindly giving us, or some of you, and I mean, I have to say, of all the things that you could win from Hahnemühle, this is probably the one you want to get.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far. It is your
Joe,
favorite.
am I wrong?
It is your favorite.
Joe.
It's your favorite.
This is the one to get. And we don't give them out very often. So if you would like one, write to info@sketchbookschool.com. Hahnemühle USA is our sponsor, so therefore we're only able to send out Nostalgie sketchbook to
U.S. shipping
US
only.
shipping.
Yeah. And include your address. Peeps.
Yes,
and
please.
Again, if you've won something already, you're not going to get picked. So,
exactly. So this is it's 6 by 8 inches. So it's a really nice size. It's fairly large. I'll show you in a second some of the stuff that I've done in mine so far. It's basically a great sketchbook for drawing in, but I also have certainly done colored pencils in it. I've done markers. I've painted with ink. I've even done some light watercoloring. It's not really watercolor paper, but it's so smooth and nice. So I really like it. So that is one thing that I wanted to talk about, was this sketchbook and what we're going to be doing in it, which is drawing ourselves.
Selfies.
Self-portraits.
Watch the numbers go down.
There's a reason specifically that I want to talk about self-portraits today, because today, this month, is the third year that we've been doing Draw With Me. And when I say we, I'm using the royal we, as I will. I've been drawing on YouTube now for 3 years. April 11th, 2019 is when this whole thing began.
I mean, there are a lot of people that say 3 is like a magical number, especially in art, right? 3?
Yeah.
3.
3 years, 156 weeks, not including the fact that during the beginning of the pandemic, I don't know if you remember, we did it every single day. So I don't know, they're like more than 200 episodes. And I'm sure a bunch of you have been here since the very beginning. So the way that this began was one day, I'd never done a YouTube live stream before, never done a live stream of any kind before.
Was it a mistake?
It wasn't a mistake, no. What happened was we had just come out with this new course called People Drawing People, and part of it was people drawing self-portraits. And I thought, I feel like drawing a self-portrait, wouldn't it be maybe nice to share it? So that's kind of what happened. And Joe Domeyer's in room 333.
Oh, that's very lucky.
Better than 666.
Go buy a lottery
Joe.
ticket, Joe. Go buy a lottery, and then you can retire from
Don't
Hahnemühle
do
with
that.
your winnings.
No, just stay where you are. All right, so what I wanted to do today is kind of a bit different. I'm going to be taking my sketchbook and I'm going to be drawing myself. But meanwhile, instead of showing you me drawing now, I want to share with you that very first episode of Draw With Me, which you may never have seen, but maybe you were part of it. Could be.
It's like a time machine.
It's like a time machine. So think back 3 years ago, right? Before the pandemic, before the war, before the election, I had a full head of hair. As you'll see. I look completely different. And I live in New York City. I don't live here in Phoenix. And we weren't giving away Hahnemühle sketchbooks in those days.
Yeah, there was no booty.
There's no booty. There's, there's just...
Were there like sirens and street construction?
You'll see. You'll see, because we're going to watch it.
Noisiest
and then when we
apartment.
come back, I'll show you, because I am going to draw while this is going on. Come back, we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about, what's changed, how things are.
How long is this video you're going to play?
It's really long.
No, it's not really.
It's not long. It's like 20 minutes.
It's fun. It's fun.
20 minutes, and you'll get to see, this is what it was like. This is back in the old days when, we had really rudimentary, crude technology. Hello. Good day. I'm hoping that this is going to work. Yes. Is this correct? Let's see. I apologize if I appear to just be sitting around. But there do seem to be some people there, so that's a good sign. I'm checking myself. Hi, I'm Danny. In case you weren't in the right place. And there seem to be people here, so that's a good sign. This is the first time I'm ever doing this on YouTube, so I'm constantly checking my phone. But yes, Lulis del Castillo Gonzalez, John Virgil Gilbert. Yes, there are people here. Juice Burger. Excellent. Well, that is very exciting. So I'm glad to know that this does seem to be a concept that could work. Hello, Oboe Girl, Renee Allen. Thank you all for joining me. And thank you, Morgan, for fixing the link to the event. I realized that I must have done something wrong, but you're here, and so is my tea. So, Bass Guy 440. Dude, you're not somebody I've ever met before, I don't think, but maybe I know you by a different name. But I am having an excellent day.
I'm having a McVitie's biscuit. Feeling a little peckish in my pre-lunch mode. Joanna, Tess, C. Davis, Karen Colson. This is working out. The technology is cooperating. And it's a fine spring day here in Gotham City. A little colder than it ought to be, but hopefully you're hearing me, you're seeing me. You're not tasting my biscuit, but I am, and that's the main thing. I hope you're ready to do some drawing with me today. Yes, this is a very good teacup. I've had it for many years. It's miraculous that I haven't broken it yet because I tend to use my all thumbs and to break things a lot, but not this one. Having said that, of course, we know it'll happen. But anyway, this is not a drawing lesson for those of you who are hoping that it would be, because I don't know what I have to teach you, because today we're going to draw ourselves. And we all have our ways of doing that. And it's also an attempt to see, can we have just sort of a casual get-together and just draw. I'm not sure if you guys know Michael Knobs. Michael is a friend of mine. He's a teacher at Sketchbook School, but Michael does a really nice thing where he has a daily podcast. I have no idea how he does that because he also has chronic fatigue syndrome. But what he does in this podcast is he says, let's just make something together. And there's like a 20-minute gap in the middle of his podcast where people just make stuff. I've always thought that was a really nice idea, because it's nice to draw with other people, and it's also nice to have an incentive to draw. And so I thought that's kind of the idea behind this, okay? So what are we drawing, Susan asks. I'm drawing me, and I'm hoping that you're going to draw you, because we're all here. And so hopefully we have a mirror, and if we don't have a mirror, we have a computer, or we have a phone, all of which will help us to, capture ourselves, look at ourselves. And you know what? Even if you have neither, certainly you've seen yourself many times before, and you have an inkling of what that might be. So we have a lot of other people out there. Christina is a huge Michael Knobs fan. That's fantastic. That's really great. I think Michael is just a fascinating character, and he's sort of like a human Winnie the Pooh in his way, the way he talks, the way he is. Anyway, who else? Renee Rarida from Amsterdam. Excellent. Hopefully a neighbor of Kosha's. Painter Girl and Oboe Girl, both here. A girl's fest. Jesus Esparza, coming here from Guadalajara. Beautiful. That's excellent. And Susan, Claire, Gail, Elaine, Lena, Valerie. Boy, there's so many people here. It's excellent. So let's get started. So let me just tell you how I want to do this. By virtue of the fact that I'm on a computer and I'm speaking to you through a camera, I have the luxury of doing a self-portrait in a slightly different way than normally I do. See, normally I look into a mirror, and when you look into a mirror, you're looking into your own eyes. But I want to do a drawing of myself where I'm looking at an angle, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm like this, as opposed to like this. I think it's a more interesting way to draw oneself, but I also don't want to draw just from a photograph because, that's more static, and I want to have the opportunity to sort of see myself living, breathing in 3 dimensions. So what I'm planning to do is, I have a second camera. Let me show you what that looks like. Here it is. The second camera. Got it? So I can go from here to here. Pretty slick, right? So that's what I'm thinking of doing, is I'm going to draw myself at this angle. I also have my this camera, where you can see I've got a couple of pens here. I have this Tombow, where is it? Here it is. This is a Tombow. Fudanasake Kuretake pen. I think it says it somewhere in here, but it's a calligraphy pen, apparently. Let me turn this around so you can read it. Calligraphy pen. And it is a WSBS Tombow. It's a really nice pen. I like it because it has this end that looks like very pointed and hard, but it's not actually. It's kind of soft and flexible. I also have this pigment liner, 0.7, just in case we need something heavier. So anyway, I'm going to put my tea away. I'm going to, oh yeah, I wanted to show you, here's a drawing I did yesterday. See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. 3/4 angle. So I'm not looking dead on, I'm looking 3/4 of an angle. And I did that also the same way, by testing this, by looking at the camera and having this sort of angled thing. It's a little tricky, so you don't have to do that, of course. You can draw yourself straight on if you want. This is what I'm going to do today. So, let's give it a whirl. Let's have a look at myself. Where am I? Here I am. All right. So I'm looking at myself just for the moment, seeing how I look today, reasonably good. I haven't really drawn myself wearing these glasses before, so that'll be a new challenge too. They're relatively new. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to start here by my glasses. Can you see that? Okay, let me just double check that you are, in fact, seeing what I'm doing. Sorry for the delay. Yes, you are. Okay, good. Hint of eyebrow. This pen, as you can see, doesn't really love going in the wrong direction. It's kind of like backing up instead of driving forward, but that's okay. Yeah, I tend to do this to just draw kind of the outline, the edge first. I'm already feeling a little insecure about the dimensions of these glasses. I think they kind of come down a bit more like that, but no. There you have it, and then come down and around. My eyebrows are a little acting up today. See, these glasses are also distorting the edge of my head quite a bit. My head is really coming down there, and then the glasses are sort of distorting it inside. So, are you working along with me? Are you drawing yourself and just listening to my dulcet tones in the background while you draw? I hope so. That would probably be the way to do it, but if you want to just watch me draw, you can do that too. I had a pretty good night's sleep last night, which I haven't for a couple of days because I've had a cold, so I'm feeling particularly chipper, and my eyes are relatively wrinkle-free today, which is a good state of affairs. You know, I think one of the things about drawing oneself, which is something that I do quite often, is how much these drawings vary. And they vary because I vary. I vary very much. So you see the benefit of this angle thing? Because obviously in a mirror I couldn't ever draw myself the side of my eye like that. Could never do it. Can't catch yourself in the mirror that way. See, I'm always looking, have to look back. When you draw both your eyes, you have to constantly sort of check back so you don't end up with one sort of weirdly oversized eye and you look like some sort of horrible, scary monster. But I seem to, today, again, perhaps by virtue of this good night's sleep, to be fairly on the ball about it, although I screwed that up. Yeah, see, as soon as the moment of self-congratulations begin, they are washed out by self-criticism. Yep, such is life. And it's also interesting drawing the eyes that the way that I'm lit, my two eyes are lit completely differently. So whereas this eye is really dark and you can barely see anything in it, this one has light kind of coming through it. And it's quite different in character, and the highlights are different too. So these are all the things, you know, drawing self-portraits is just such an interesting exercise in observation. You know, we're doing this class, people drawing people, that's starting next week. I'm assuming you've signed up for it by now. But the thing about this class is we're going to spend the final week drawing self-portraits. And that's just going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool because people are going to be sharing their self-portraits. In fact, we have every teacher in the class does a self-portrait in the final week. And that's pretty interesting. See, as I said, my eyes just are lit differently, so I'm not entirely capturing that here, but there you go. All right, so let's see. Yep, a slight bagginess, a little bit of luggage under the eyes, as one might say. Maybe I've coined that term, a little eye luggage for the bags. Stow your eye luggage. All right, so my eyes seem like they're kind of magnified, like I'm some sort of strange Mr. Magoo character, but that's okay. There we go. So now let's travel down here and have a look at the old nostrils. This is often the place where I completely screw up my self-portraits because I always am surprised by the size of my nose. Large noses run in my family, particularly during the cold season. But when you look at yourself from a certain angle and you go, oh, yeah, I have this large proboscis. Better make sure I have an extra pen standing by to cover all the territory. Here we go. Bit of the jowl action. Let's capture this one down here. And also, of course, this part. See, I'm sort of jumping around a bit as I notice different things, but that's okay. So, how's yours coming along? Does it look like you yet? Does it look like someone else? Who does it look like? It's always surprising what you look like, isn't it? I mean, I said this to my wife just last night at dinner. We were at a restaurant, and I went into the bathroom and I was washing my hands, and I came back and I said to her, I gotta stop talking a second because I'm about to draw my mouth. I said to her, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I recognized that it was me, but it didn't really look like I think of myself as looking. I've lost a little bit of weight, that's part of the reason. And also, I've gotten older, as one will do. And she said to me, Well, both are true. So it isn't necessarily that you look different, that you look older because you're thinner, but you are older. So therefore, maybe that's why you look older. It's the kind of thing that my wife says to me. She's a nice woman, but, sometimes a little too candid. All right, so now this is the daunting part, which is where exactly does this line go? I'm afraid to draw that line down there, because I can already see that I've distorted myself a bit. I have these big eyes and small mouth, but anyway, let's just draw the ear and see where that takes us. Oof. That was possibly an error in judgment. Anyway. I hope you haven't all given up and left yet. I can't really look at the screen right now because I'm occupied staring at myself, but in some ways not looking oneself in the eyes is a good thing. You're less distracted. So there you have it. I forgot what I laughingly refer to as hair. There's some up here. And of course I've made this sort of strange head shape because I'm afraid to really say what the shape of my head is. That's sort of it. It's funny because people sometimes post drawings that they've done of me and I always think, God, really? But then I look at a drawing I did of myself and I have the same feeling. And then I look at a photo of myself and I have that same feeling. So what are you going to do? See how nice this Kuretake pen is? You see the difference in that line quality that I'm getting here in drawing the sweater? It's nice. It seems sort of like it's worn out, but it's actually a brand new pen. I just opened it this morning just to impress you with. But you'll notice, of course, that I've decided to avoid drawing this region of my neck. It's an unpleasant part of the body, particularly as one approaches the 7th decade. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. It's true, my friend. You are aging. All right, so that's sort of it. I mean, I could go on, but I have the feeling that I'm reaching the point of damage, where I'll start to really damage this drawing. So, all right, so let me come back and talk to you some more and finish my tea. Let me see if I can show you me and... No, not like that, but... There. Good. What do you think? You can actually sort of see the real head and the drawing head at the same time. It's kind of strange. So about this pen, Obo Girl asks if it's water soluble. It's not. It is waterproof. That's why I like it, because you can watercolor over it. What else? Lulis de Castillo Gonzalez is leaving us, but that's okay. So are people drawing from live selfies? I mean, I would hope so. A live selfie, otherwise known as a mirror. I like that idea. A live selfie. Tea is still warm. That's the sign of that you spent the right amount of time doing your drawing. If your tea's stone cold, you overdid it, my friend. But if it's scalding hot, you went too quickly. So, that was fun. That was fun and relatively brief for me, at least. We managed to accomplish this entire scenario in 22 minutes. So, what do you guys think? Is this a good thing? Because I was thinking we could do this on a regular basis, not drawing me or drawing oneself, but I could think of different ways that we could draw stuff. Like we could say, hey guys, we're going to meet and draw, your shoe. Or I was thinking, one thing I like to draw is I like to draw people from really old photographs for a number of reasons. One of them is for copyright reasons, so forth. It's if you draw a really old copyright public domain picture, then you don't have any question about whether you're not supposed to be, particularly if you're transmitting it publicly like this. But also, there's something about people who have their, from like the 1930s or 40s. They're different. They're other. They have nice double-breasted suits or nice hats and hairstyles. So I have a big collection of these pictures that are actually mugshots. And so the people, you don't necessarily know why they had their mugshot taken, but you do know that there's some color to them, some character. So I was thinking that was another thing we could draw, is I could maybe upload a picture somewhere and you could download it and draw it if you wanted to. And we could all be drawing from the same photo. That could be a fun thing to do. You could draw the view out the window. We could all do that. I'm really open to suggestions. I would love to know how you think we could do this so that we could have like a regular kind of get together, hang out, chat, have a cup of tea, do a bit of drawing, and see how it goes. Part of this experience right now that we're having is being shared in the Sketchbook School schoolyard, which is our new what's it called? A social platform? No. What's it called? A social network app platform that we've created that allows us to avoid the corporate malfeasance that seems rampant these days and not have to worry about overlords and commercialization and advertising and so forth. So the schoolyard is a place for us to hang out and do that. And it's open to Sketchbook School students. So if you're signed up for a brand new course like People Drawing People, you're probably already in there. And if you haven't, but you've taken other classes with us, eventually you'll get in. And if you'd like to join, you know what to do. Sign up for a class, sketchbookschool.com.
Who the hell was that guy?
I mean, you kind of look like a sadder version of yourself in that like dark little room.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, it was what was that time like in our lives? That was like, well, I had lost weight because I had surgery, right?
Yeah.
So I was still kind of thinner.
You had the cancer.
I had the cancer, and now.
But it was also April in New York. You're just so tired of it being cold.
That's
You're just like worn out. You're a shell of yourself. The sun has not come out.
I was a shell.
For months.
I was a shell. Here I am.
But yeah, it's pretty funny that you're talking about like, oh, well, what do you guys think of this? We could like do it more often for 3 years.
Do I look that different?
I mean, you're. Yeah, I think you're the same but different.
Oh, man. So yeah, 3 years ago, if I knew then what I know now, would anything be any different?
Yeah, we would have bought a house in Phoenix before the market went crazy.
That's probably true.
The same shirt, the same glasses.
The same shirt, the same glasses.
Different dogs.
Yes.
Oh no, sadly no. In 2019,
we didn't have a dog at that point.
That was
both of our dogs,
our babies,
Joe
our
and Tim.
babies, our
Joe
babies.
and Tim were gone. Lorraine says I look healthier. I'm back to being nice and plump again, and I'm not pale anymore because I live in a place where the sun shines. I have a garden. I have leaf blowers.
Yeah, they're here.
People think I look younger and happier. But as Jen says, better filters.
That's also true.
It's all about lighting. They'll tell you that in Hollywood. It's all about lighting. Whereas before, I think somebody said this earlier, that this is sort of like the Eastern European sort of, like some sort of like film from the 50s, like a sort of Waiting for Godot vibe. Anyway. Fran, I'm glad that I did it too. I'm glad I've been doing this. I think this is one of my favorite things. Don't you think?
For sure.
Yeah, it's really fun to do, and it's just I like the fact that all of us hang out every week. It's really nice.
It's also Thursday is like mini Friday.
Mini Friday. Post hump day, mini Friday. It's the way we kick off our Thursday. People do this at lunch in New York, I think. 4 of you, probably. Jen Cahill and 2 other New Yorkers are there doing that, listening to this and drawing.
I think I saw Sang Sob is here.
Sang Sob, yeah. I'm not sure what time it is in
It's
South
dinner
Korea,
time.
but
It's dinner time.
It is. Yeah. So time has passed. I've aged.
You're reverse aging.
I'm 5% older than I was then, but yet here I am, still the same. Here's this sort of fatter version of me that I drew. Fatter, bolder. So this is a drawing I was doing while I was listening to this thing, and I was drawing the old me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
all right.
you. I would know it's you anywhere.
Yeah, really? Because it doesn't look like me. It's way bolder, fatter. Just saying. Anyway, that was fun. So what I'm going to do is next week I'm just going to play the second episode.
No.
And we'll be kind of like on this loop.
Nope.
But then I was thinking,
Nope.
Then we'll come full circle.
Nope.
And then I'll comment on this show, commenting on that show, and we'll be in this like endless rabbit hole vortex of
Thinking about
like
infinity always makes me
mirrors.
feel sick to my stomach.
Yeah, no,
Can we stop? Can we stop?
Agree. It's like we went not long ago to my brother-in-law runs a planetarium, and he does this thing where he takes you like out of our solar system and like deep into space, and you go further and further. I mean, just I can feel like tension in my chest just thinking about describing it to you. That feeling of insignificance that just keeps going on and on and on. Is that the same thing?
Let's stop talking about this. Let's just move on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on
Next week we're gonna do Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, next week Cinco de Mayo.
We're gonna have fun.
Last year we drew a bottle
Agave,
of tequila,
yeah.
On agave paper. I think we'll do agave again because I love that paper. But we have to think of something, because the idea of Cinco de Mayo isn't about just people drinking Mexican tequila. That's insulting to Mexico. And we live near Mexico.
Wow.
Essentially, we are in Mexico.
I was hoping
Mexico.
we were gonna drink tequila. You're saying we're not?
It's 9:00 in the morning, my friend.
Right, but that gives us an
Tacos.
excuse. For once, we have an
Tacos.
excuse.
No tacos. It's tacos. We'll do something with tacos. Maybe we'll make tacos. Maybe you can just watch me eat a taco.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Mexican landmarks? No. Tacos. Maybe a burrito. Mexican beer. Now we're talking. What do you think? Mexican beer. We actually remember when we had that whole thing of the old Mexican beer labels?
No.
Don't you remember we had all those old Mexican beers, like cans of beer, and they had old
Oh yeah, those were cool.
Those are really cool.
They were
So
Tecates.
maybe that's what we'll do. Different Tecates. Does Mexico want Arizona back? I don't know. Arizona's pretty good. It is, and it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting more Mexican.
Yes, it's Twiglet snoring.
Yes.
I'm holding Twiglet because the leaf blowers are here, and she was outraged.
Yes, she is snoring, and she's lying on JJ's
You'll
neck.
notice I'm not typing any comments because I'm holding this vicious pug back from
All right, so
protection.
here's what we'll do. Next week, we will draw. It could be, you could draw whatever you wanted to do with Mexico. Maybe the theme is just
No. We'll come up with something. It'll be good. It's not going to be a video from the past. It will probably involve Hahnemühle agave paper because we love that. And
Yeah.
I'll be drinking because
We'll be talking about
I already thought gave myself permission. And
Yes.
that beer on St. Pat's.
I'm just going to lower your microphone now. No, we'll be doing something fun and Mexico appropriate, but it could be about the convergence of Mexico and Germany, which brings us back to Hahnemühle and to beer. I don't know. We'll have fun. It'll be the new, improved version of me versus the old.
Oh my God, Jen C.
Withered
Jen Cahill's
pale
comment.
version.
You have to put it on
Jen C will be
screen.
using her bambooty paper. Maybe one of you will be drawing, one or two of you will be drawing in your new Nostalgie. Right? You will have written to, so here's what you do, just in case you've never done this before. If you're going to write and ask for this incredible sketchbook, the Nostalgie,
I think we
it's
have
not
two
enough
of them.
to say,
We have two.
It's not enough to say, I want that sketchbook. You have to tell us why you want it.
Yeah, you gotta make me laugh. Make me laugh.
Make JJ laugh, and bribery is always good. But whatever it is,
Somebody mentioned C's.
and after we've picked the absolute best ones, then we will randomly pick them again. So it's a random selection based on merit. So yes, Danny'sEssays.com. One's coming out tomorrow. I may go back to making video versions of them. I'm not sure. But yes, so Danny's Essays is my weekly newsletter. You either have subscribed to it or you're bored with me talking about it and you never will subscribe to it, in which case, what do I say to those people?
Just be nice.
Be nice. Be nice and subscribe.
I was afraid you were going to say you people, but you said those people.
Those people. All right, what else? Thistle has found the first selfie that she did during the first draw with me.
Oh my gosh, I totally want to see that, Thistle.
You were there then, I remember, of course.
That's very cool.
Thistle is OG. Art for All podcast. This upcoming episode of the Art for All podcast is one that I did by myself because Jack Laws he insisted on spending time with his family, whatever. So therefore I had to do an episode by myself. All I can tell you is he's good, but it's all me. So if you want to, you can look at a picture of John while you're listening to it, but it's just going to be me. So if that's a reason to listen to it, you can. As you can see, Naomi has put up the information about it. Well, you can read it there. So you can go to, just look for our Artful podcast or just come back to YouTube here. I want to see your selfies. I'm telling you that next week, if we have a cavalcade of self-portraits by you, and so we can finally see you. You always get to see me, and I get to see your names and your comments, but I don't get to see you. So this will be an opportunity for us to see each other. So please send me your self-portrait, or share it on social media, Instagram or Facebook or in the schoolyard. And if you put it on social media, hashtag SBS Draw with me. Finally, you can subscribe to this channel. Always smart. Smart people do. Dumb people do too. But it's okay. Whatever you are, you should subscribe. And if you'd like to get some Sketchbook School clobber, you can get some too. You're allowed. Okay. I think it's time to move on.
I should say so.
I think we've enjoyed ourselves. We have, we have to get out there and attack the leaf blowers. bagels in New York City.
It's almost 100 degrees in Phoenix today, by the way.
It's true. My son, by the way, is in New York City right now, and he told me that he's eaten an egg sandwich every single day since he's been there. It's the biggest thing that he misses about New York. So, yes. Thistle is going to do portraits of herself from baby to current. That's a great idea.
That's fun.
That
That's
would be fun. Yeah.
You don't have that many pictures.
Who, of me?
Yeah, well, you don't have a lot of childhood pictures.
I kind of look like I do now, but I had more hair when I was a baby. So I was born with large amounts of hair. I don't know if you remember, we did this a couple years ago where we drew every hairstyle we've ever had. That was really fun.
I don't remember that.
I think we did it, yeah. I did a whole series where I drew every hairstyle I've had from when I had hair back in the 80s. 80s was a good time for hairstyles, right? You had hairstyles in the 80s.
I had bangs.
Bangs. Yeah.
All right, I think it's time to wrap it up.
All right. I guess I'll see you next week. Thanks for drawing with me. I look forward to seeing your drawings. And I hope to send you, or arrange to send you, this Nostalgie. Until then,
Have a great week, everyone.
have a great week.